let's talk about the willpower. And I don't mean the willpower to run marathons with beer or going to the gym every day to become the strongest person in the company. It's not even about becoming a UFC fighter, fighting against younger opponents, and despite that becoming a UFC champion, and all of that at 50 years old, and while keeping a full-time position as a chief parking officer. No, I mean general willpower, the willpower to do an extra mile in any circumstance. For example, when it comes to the gym, approaching the hottest guy, taking his phone number or Instagram, or simply experimenting with the techniques to hit the muscles from different angles. When it comes to martial arts, joining a new club where you don't know the rules, you struggle to understand them, but despite that, you persevere under pressure and striving to become more, and maybe even become the leader of the group, or simply going outside and messing around, learning about human psychology, not by books, but on practice. By the way, nice cap. Yeah, speaking of caps, red colors, and supposed to be that. Speaking of caps, red color, and bikers. When it comes to STRE, actually following Philippe's trainings, leaving a direct, honest, timely feedback, being assertive, saying no to things. Yeah, sometimes saying no might be especially difficult. Or in extreme scenarios, not committing a suicide when you discover that your topic has been selected for the conference and it has one of the cringiest descriptions ever. So what's the solution? How to navigate all this? How to survive? Well, it's similar to the gym. You have some basic things and you have the exercise. In case of willpower, the basic thing is simple. It's been known by many people since many years ago. Many famous people used it, including Nikola Tesla, Steve Jobs, Elon Musk, and if you take some recent examples, even CIA agent John used it. Me personally, I use it almost every day since I joined the CRV, sometimes even in the office. And as you might have guessed, the technique is called nofap. So the evidence is overwhelming. Just Google any person, any successful sportsman, and you will find the proof that he was using this energy in the right way. And if we circle back to our famous CPO, I guess Ondra, where is him? I guess Ondra, you remember, where's the camera? I guess Ondra, you remember the fight against Khabib Nurmagomedov, aka the nofap eagle. The guy is famous for being assertive, saying no to almost everything, and not surprisingly, the fight, he dominated during the fight, and it ended like that. Sorry, Ondra, I actually was rooting for you, but I understand it's hard to compete against a guy who is literally wrestling bears and even playing football with them. What is this? I guess it's from another section, forgot to move it. So anyway, so I hate to bear bad news, you guys, but you cannot become a Mr. Olympia if you just have the basics, if you just eat and sleep. And in fact, if that's all that you do, I guarantee that you will get into depression. And the same with nofap. It's just the basic, it's just the baseline. You need to have more stimulus, to get exercise. You need to strive for more, and for that we need the next step, the next level, or next level protocol. It was actually brought to me by a guy called Andrew. No, not this one, although this one, he has some interesting exercise protocol, which was, by the way, recommended to me by one of the biggest people in the company, so you might want to check it out. But we're not here to boost our physique, we're here to boost our willpower, and for that we will need some more heavy armory. And as you have probably already recognized, the armorer's name is Andrew David Huberman. For those who don't know, it's a professor of neuroscience and neurobiology and ophthalmology at Stanford University. He he has videos and podcasts about science and science-based tools, about productivity, hormones, etc., etc. And he's also a very cute and nice guy. People often call him Mr. Perfect. So yeah, here are some examples of the protocols. Dopamine, obviously, we're nothing without it. Sleep, caffeine, naps. So if you see me in the sleeping pod, it's probably because I'm napping, not because I'm practicing nofap or things like that. And if you see me in the gym with a tape on my mouth, that's not because I went off the rails completely, but most likely because I'm, trying to breathe correctly. When it comes to nofap, of course, Huberman follows it. He even has some protocols for making it more easy, more fun, And so I guess we can safely certify him as Mr. Perfect, right? Although, frankly, sometimes when I look at him, I see something devilish in his eyes. But I don't know, maybe it's just imagination, and also because here you can see he's discussing oxytocin, which is a hormone of love, trust, connection, and bonding. And he actually seems to be very serious about it. As you know, one of the biggest sources of oxytocin is having a pet, and Huberman indeed had a dog, a bulldog called Costello, which unfortunately passed away a couple years ago. Unfortunately, it's life. So Huberman had to find another way how to farm oxytocin, and the obvious way, the direct way, is since it's a hormone of connection and bonding, to actually connect with other people. And if you are heterosexual, it means the opposite sex. He even has a protocol for that, which is called rapid female swapping. No, it's a joke, of course, he doesn't have it. But as they say, every joke has a bit of truth in it, and unfortunately, in case of Huberman, it's not an exception, as was recently discovered by journalists, cheating with 5 lovers. So I guess the big guy has big needs, but let's not be too harsh on him. The guy is now going through 5 or 6 breakups right now. And let's not forget that having multiple partners is separate from his teaching role in Stanford University. And keeping with that theme, I'd like to thank my sponsor. In the end, sorry. Just another example of the protocol. As you can see, he covers a lot of different topics with many different guests. And what's the topic of presentation? Unlocking your potential. So here's the deal. If you're tired of being weak and want to unlock your potential, I have a good news for you. I have a microsax course, which I normally sell for $1,500, but today is your lucky day, and you can get it for only $79. And it's not a joke. Of course, you will need to enter the promo code STRV, but this is basically it. And if you compare it to other options on the market, what do we have? This thing where you come for one day, do cold plunges, which you can do at home, and all of that is driven by what? By adrenaline and peer pressure. So there is no growth, and you might feel, I feel great, doing cold plunge, and then second day, second, third day, and it's all over. I have, a more consistent protocol. And besides, this one is significantly more expensive, and it even discriminates based on your gender. My protocol, my program doesn't care about your gender, your sexual orientation, nothing. And if this is not enough for you, then I guess I have another thing for you. If you sign up today, you will also get my trash talking protocol for free. And again, Ondra will not, you can see on Ondra's example that it's quite good and he had a lot of success with it. And as a small bonus, you will also get a weekly supply from Knezet Extra. That's it. Thank you. No questions because it's a lightning talk. Although actually I have one question for you. What are you waiting for? Because I already have a lot of clients who are successful and happy, and you can be one of them.